what I want to go over today are some of the caveats inside of Deals 3 that I've come to know and find while testing and becoming more familiar with it. And I worked closely alongside with Inventiv, trying to understand how it works and all the different options that they have that you can turn on or turn off. And I worked through all those options, and I feel like I'm finally at a point where I can present those to you so that you guys can make a decision internally on how you'd like to proceed forward with Deals 3. So, just as a recap, Deals 3 we originally presented as a good alternative for BTG pricing. And Deals 3 I think is very similar to what you have now in Pocket Advantage, which is basically when you pick the item, you have a little drop-down menu of the deals available, and you just pick and you hit book it. Do I have that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we thought that would be really nice for BTG, because then the options right there that you can pick in BTG would be bottle 1 level, so they can order anywhere from a bottle on up to 5 cases.
Yeah.
And then we have, on a separate note, channel pricing will be your BTB pricing, which will automatically default as if it was the front line. So if the rep decided not to give BTG pricing and wanted to give BTB, all they have to do is book it, and it will pick up that pricing that displays almost as if it's frontline, but it's not. It's actually discounted frontline. So I was just bringing that up to make full circle. So for the thing that we tagged on to Deals 3 was, well, if that's really nice and quick for the reps, and maybe we can cut down some more clicks, instead of having them flow through Deals 4 for their Case 1 and Bottle 1 deals, and Deals 4 is that guided process that says, okay, here's the item I'm booking, here are the available deals, now you enter your quantity. Deals 3 we could do and just say, if you're only going to order straight 1 case or straight 1 bottle, you just pick it right from that window and you move along your way. So that's where our caveats come in. So Inventiv has 3 different ways that they can set up Deals 3 for you. So number 1 is they can set it up and it doesn't enforce the quantity. So positive thing is that you can have multiple deals show in this window. I'm going to get a visual up here so that'll help with it. The positive on not enforcing the quantity means that you can have multiple deals show here. So like right here I have 2 case 1 deals, and the rep can pick what they want to book and book it. The negative to this is that I can actually book 2 bottles at the 1 case price, which you guys do not want to do. We want to enforce those quantities. So that kind of moves me on to my next option, talking with Inventiv, saying, hey, I don't want them to be able to do this. I don't want them to be able to book 2 bottles out of 1 case. I want to enforce the quantity, so it wouldn't, something to stop me from doing this. Now the option that they have for there enforces the quantity, but it has a little catch to it. So I'm going to move on to that rep here too. So are you okay with, or understand kind of option number 1 with Deals 3 is you can pick your deal, but you're allowed to go past the quantity, which I think for you is really not an option at all.
We'll see. Go ahead, though.
Okay. So it does give me some warnings. You're ordering less than the deal. Do you want to change it? But if I hit no, then it lets me go through. So that's not great. So I'm going to delete this. This is rep 501. And I'm going to refresh as rep 502. The nice thing that Jim and Harrison did for me at Inventiv was they set up 3 different reps with all the different options that we have, so we can test through and actually see how each one of those works. Okay. Rep 502, Inventiv set up for option number 2 for me, which is it will enforce the quantity, meaning that I can't book 2 bottles at the 1 case price. But there is a catch to it. The catch is it almost does like a best deal pricing scenario for you. So if I go back to my test item here, as soon as I type in the quantity, you'll notice that this deal option window will default to a deal. So the nice thing about this is I physically can't come in here and say that I want to do 2 bottles, and I have a 1 bottle deal in here, but I can't pick this 1 case. It physically will not let me do that. The negative is that it does best pricing for you. So if there were 2 deals in there and that you wanted to give the rep the ability to pick 1 deal over the other, regardless of what's the best price for the customer, you lose that ability in this option. The second negative to this option is that it will always trump channel pricing, and that's the biggie here for you guys. So for example, if on this item they were eligible for BTB pricing, this case price of $130.59 we'll assume is the BTB pricing. If I say that I want 1 case and I would like to leave this bottom section as no deal and give the BTB pricing here, it won't let me. It automatically overrides it. So that feels like that's not a viable option for you guys either because of the way that we wanted to set up that BTBs for you guys. Plus, I think you want to give your reps the flexibility to be able to choose which deals they're going to do.
Yeah.
So that's option number 2. Any questions on that?
I don't think so. No, I'm good.
Okay. So we'll move to option number 3, which is rep 503, which I feel pretty good about, and I hope you will too.
Saving the best option for last.
Yeah, exactly. You like how I structured that?
Yeah, you're building it up.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh, I got some order approvals here. So, option number 3, back to my test guide, is kind of the best of both worlds. So let me get back to my item here. Option number 3 is that it doesn't enforce the quantity in a way. I think it's probably best if I show you. So I have the ability to pick the deal that I want. So unlike option 2, if I hit 1 here, notice this doesn't default to the best price deal for the customer. So if I would like to give the BTB pricing, which would be here in my case price field of $130.59, I would just leave this as no deal and I hit book it. So I have the option to do my channel pricing. Or I have the option to give any sort of deals 3 that is showing in the window below. So if I want to give them this 1 case or this 1 case, I can choose that. The other thing in terms of quantity level is, let's say I would like to give this 1 case deal, but I'm going to try to give it for like only 4 bottles. If I hit book it, I'm going to get a prompt here that says, warning, the order amount is less than the selected deal level. So it knows that I'm trying to book 4 bottles when it's really a 1 case deal. If the order amount is not changed, the order type will be changed to special pricing request. Do you want to change the order? If the rep hits yes, it takes them back to this screen and gives them the opportunity to correct it, because maybe they just put it in the wrong field and they really meant to do 4 cases instead of 4 bottles. However, if the rep hits no, meaning they're acknowledging that they're booking 4 bottles at the 1 case price, it gives them a whole bunch of nice warnings here that tells them that, you're giving them basically too much of a discount. And it gives me an option again, do you want to change the levels? And I can say no, like I'm just going to push this guy through. What that does if I come to my recap screen is that instead of booking it as a regular order, my order type has now changed automatically, they can't undo this, to special pricing request. And if I go home and I hit send, that will send to EIS, but it will not come into the host system. So it won't come into Infusion. Give me a second here. I'm going to get connected to your server, and I'll show you where it goes.
One question.
Yeah.
The BTG is supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to order in bottles or cases.
Yeah, we'll go back to that. That functionality is there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so to your point is for BTGs, those will all be loaded as bottle 1, which means it's not going to matter. You're always going to meet the quantity level.
Okay,
So
the BTG you're using example is not then.
Yeah, so I'm more concerned about the fact that we're trying to use deals 3 for your case 1s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the only part that I'm concerned about. BTGs will be fine. Actually, let's tie that picture full circle here. I have a test BTG deal in there. Ooh, hold on, I'm moving too fast for this. And it's labeled test, but right here it would say like BTG.
Okay.
And then this is 1 bottle. So no matter what, if I order 1 bottle, obviously I meet the quantity level, or I could order 10 cases and I'd still get that BTG pricing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so all that's great. I'm just concerned about the case 1s that we're gonna kind of pair in that window. Okay, so coming back to the special pricing scenario, if the rep chooses to not adhere to the quantity level and it changes that order type to special pricing request, I'm inside of EIS right now, and here in PA orders is typically where those go and they sit until they come into the host system. But you'll notice, this is the one that I just booked here at 316. My order has stopped and it's highlighted in yellow, which means it's not going to send. It's actually sitting here and waiting for order approval. So what that means is that the manager has the option to come in here to order approval, and if for whatever reason they would like to approve this and let it come into Infusion, they would just select the rep's order, and it shows the detail in the screen below with the product, the deal number, the front line, the end pricing that they're going to get, and they can hit approve and it will come into the system. Or if they're going to stick to a hard fast rule of you have to adhere to that quantity level, they hit deny and it never even comes into Infusion. So the nice thing about this is it kind of gives you guys a little flexibility, because I know that you want to step away from order overrides. So if we develop as a training to them where if you send in special pricing request, someone from the back office at the end of the day is going to come in here and just deny all of them. So it doesn't matter. You're not coming in. Or it gives you that little bit of wiggle room, which you might not want, but it gives you that room for, let's say there is a scenario and you do want it to come in, you still have the option to come in here and hit approve and it'll come into the system.
Okay.
So those are my 3 options for you. And
Other thing,
they're not, I'm
I
sorry, go ahead.
don't see them going, one case, I don't see them going under a case very often because of the fact that it's gonna charge a split case charge anyway, so.
Yeah.
They're really,
Yeah, you might never have reps actually run into this pop-up message because they're never going to go below that one case. But it gives you a catch if they do.
Yeah, correct. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But someone is going to have to be in charge, whether it's the managers for each reps, or if you want to make a hard fast rule that they're never coming in. Just someone has to be in charge of monitoring this window to either approve or deny.
We look at it pretty often anyway, but
Yeah.
I agree with that. So,
And keep in mind, you'll already be coming here for your sample, not sample tasters. Oh no, it just escaped me. There's another one of your order types that we have set up to go to approval. Actually, I think it is sample tasters.
probably so.
Mm-hmm. So people will be living in this window anyways. That's my point.
Admin see it, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the other point that I was going to make is these are three options that, like, it's not like you decide and I have to wait a month to put those in place. I am on your Litman server right now. I have those options set up as your rep. So as soon as you tell me what you guys are comfortable with, then I can overflow that to all your reps, and then we're good. We're good from here on out.
And really you're doing this to make it to where they can get to the one case deals without having it to be a deals 4, correct?
Yes, that's the overall motivation to put your case 1 and your bottle 1 deals in deals 3, is just so they don't have as many steps.
How many case 1 do we have in the data, do you remember?
Not offhand, but a good chunk, so I'm going to pull this off so it's not recorded and scares anybody. I can tell you here in just a second.
Okay, go ahead.
And deal type. Yeah, in this first round, or second round, I guess, for deals 3 that are not BTGs, there's like 4,500 deals.
Okay.
So it's a decent chunk.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's going to save you a lot of clicks. Because since we have a recording here, let's remind everyone on how deals 4 works here. The positive to having deals 3 host your bottle 1 and case 1 deals. Oh, what did I do? Did I pick a closed customer? My problem. Oh, that's cool. There we go. The deals 4 process, which is going to hold your mix and match deals, it's multiple clicks. So first I pick my item, then I look to see what deals that item is on, then I pick the deal, then I pick which items which in the deal I would like to have, and then hit book it. So it's more steps. Hosting that case 1 in that deal window, it makes it a lot quicker for them. Or case 1 in that window, I should say.
Hey, listen, I'm good with it, and I think we'll be good to do it. I don't see any issues here. So
Okay.
with the third option there.
Okay. Do you want me to post this video and give you a little bit of time to pass it around before I roll it out to all reps? In not obviously not your live environment, but the Infusion one. I feel the need to say that because Inventiv sometimes is like, what server are you talking about? I'm like, not their live one. Don't touch their live one.
Exactly. Can you make sure that it gets turned on in this Inventiv server to have the deals show up without selecting the drop down.
I had that. I had that working for you, and then I think they touched something and it went away. But yes, I will make sure to get that back. That's one less click for you guys.
Good. Are you